Bow wow.
You are tuned in to DogStar. We are Sun Dogs, and this week we've got the pleasure of sitting down with louD Crosby, a multi-hyphenate to say the least.
Yeah, to say the least. CEO, creative director over at Black Shark Media, videographer, photographer, director, graphic designer, rapper, and family man.
Fashion designer, family man. Man, I mean, it's...
Hold on.
a polymath, a multi-hyphenate, I'll say again. Thank you for taking the time out to sit down with us. And
I appreciate that intro. First off, we got to start there. That was just beautiful. Even if I don't get that for the rest of my life, that was something I got to appreciate right there. That was
You'll have
that
it
was beautiful.
for all time now. But
Yes,
let's
sir.
get into your origin story. So, are you from Minnesota originally?
Nah, man, I gotta move around type of story. So I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. That's where I was born. That's the hospital. You know what I'm saying? So right after that, I'm straight into Chicago. After that, like, you know, I don't know if it was, you know what I mean, months or, you know what I mean, so, but
okay.
now I'm in Chicago, and then that wind up in Minnesota by 5 years old.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So now at that point, I'm in Minnesota, probably St. Paul, until I was like 15.
Probably.
Little winding it up and down, you know what I'm saying? But it probably, it was 15, and then I moved back to Chicago.
Back to Chicago, 15. Very formative years. Did the move affect your making friends back in Chicago, or did you pick right back up where you left off?
No, it was a whole culture shock moving to Chicago. Complete change of mindset. Everybody out here is more, you know what I mean, laid back, more chill and vibes, you know. So in Chicago, it was more intense.
Yeah.
You know, definitely in the area we was living in. So that was the beginning. But yeah, that's...
So what was, so you're in Minnesota from 5 to 15. What was that like? What's your, like, who you living with? Who's
I was
doing
with
music?
my mom. Yeah, it was my mom, sister, brother. I went to Webster Magnet Elementary.
Okay.
Yeah, that was where all the popular kids, everybody who doing something amazing right now, they go to Webster Magnet Elementary.
Hey.
I'm gonna put that out. You know what I'm saying?
The gifted kids.
I wouldn't doubt
That's
it,
the gifted kids. You know what I'm saying? Those the poster kids right there. So
was it entertainment focused, that magnet school, or where did the entertainment industry first catch your eye?
I would say when I was in 7th grade and I moved to Woodbury. And I went to a school where they gave us laptops to bring home. And that was our only, like, use of, like, no notebooks or anything. Just straight laptop, no pencil. This is where we do everything.
Yeah.
So now they have different programs you can use. You can try this and that. So it was a recording program. So now I'm like, I already love music. I'm seeing on the internet, you know what I'm saying? I mean, well, it wasn't really internet about this. It's like 2005. This was LimeWire days, like, you know what I'm saying? So, but loving Lil Wayne and different artists, like, that made me want to really gravitate towards it. So once I got access to be able to record myself and, like, do what I need to do to record it, I made a whole little project that was recorded terribly, you know what I'm saying? But it sounded good enough where my mom was like, these little 5 songs you made, I think if we recorded these up nice, I could take this seriously, you know what I'm saying? So
now, was your mom musical?
Nah.
Okay, just has a good ear for music.
Yeah, but I would say that she grew up with, like, her friends was doing music, and they was doing it at a scale where they're shooting videos and they were from the neighborhood. So she already seeing that side of it would say, like, okay, if we can make this sound good, I probably can maybe put them with them, or, you know, and it was people in Minnesota that she knew as well that was in that industry.
That's perfect.
That is perfect. So the first project coming out of the middle school laptop, what are you going by? louD Crosby back then? What's your rapper name on that project?
Nah, man. At that time period, I was Lil Radadan.
Okay.
Because my name is Raheem, you know what I'm saying? Everybody who really know me know my name is Raheem. So it was Lil Radadan, and yeah, that's what I was going by for a hot minute.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. What made you switch eventually. And was it to Too Loud or was there another one in between?
It probably was a million up between.
We want them all.
What can you remember?
It was Swag Boy after that. And I ain't gonna lie, that sounds cheesy right now. You know what I'm saying? We now to being super grown saying that, but that's what I was being called when I came to Chicago.
Okay.
Then it was Swag Boy.
You rebranded yourself.
Yeah. Okay. Once I don't even know, like I started joining this thing called Louder Than a Bomb in Chicago. That was towards poetry.
Okay, like school in the school?
Yeah, in the school. It was a program that a teacher put me in. So once I was in Louder Than a Bomb, it changed my whole mindset to be just more poetic and think of music not just like this gimmick type way or just ABC raps. It made me just get more in depth with what I'm trying to say.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So at that point, it was like, I need to have something that's more artistic than something that's just, you know what I mean, not gonna catch the eye of the people I'm trying to grab.
Right.
You know what I mean? So once that happened, I was thinking people who really are great have like a double, like a two names. Like it's a Kanye West, it's a like Michael Jackson, it's a, you know what I'm saying? Like it's several people down the line, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, if I have like 2 syllables or like something that's more in depth, it'll sound better.
Right.
And I felt like loud meant that I was larger than life. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing that had to do with weed. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably something everybody always thought, but it's just purely just, I'm trying to be larger than life. You know what I'm saying? So
was it in that class that you came upon that name, or?
It was the energy from that class. Because it was more than a class. It was like a whole like program somewhere. It opened me up to open mic scenes in Chicago. It like it was different programs where you can go to writing sessions over here. You can see people perform, and what they're doing on stage is different type of like word challenges. You know what I'm saying? Like different rap challenges.
Wow.
Use this type of word. Say this type of word. Like the confidence all these people had me like, this is something I gotta, it just fed my hunger even more, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So
what teacher was that recommended you to the program? If you can
Ms.
remember.
Robinson. Shout out Ms. Robinson,
Definitely.
man. That's what I'm shout out. Before I do all my shout outs, I had a list of shout outs. Shout out Ms. Robinson, because she was definitely one of them teachers who was like, all right, I see this one. If I don't grab him right now, you know what I mean, he might fall this way or that way. So let me grab him and tell him about the other world that's going on outside of here, you know. So.
Were you involved in any other school programs? Were you playing the trumpet or anything?
But really, y'all, I'm a nerd. Like, y'all know I have to be with all the things you named at the beginning that I did, you know what I'm saying? But I was in a robotics club. Like, I was in a robotics club in like 5th grade. And then when I was in 10th grade in Chicago.
Like the robotic tournament, like robotic fights, or like more like obstacle.
Building a robot, making it do obstacles, pick something up. You know what I'm saying? Program it to do different things.
Wow,
that's funny. Then put it in a challenge at the end of the month or end of the 2 months.
Yeah,
that type of thing.
Did you ever win the tournaments?
I remember just going to like 1 or 2 when I was younger, but. Yeah, but then when I got older, it didn't last too long, because that's when high school was really being high school. You know how
different priorities.
Yes, for sure. Priorities switch.
I mean, speaking of those priorities, what's the open mic scene like in Chicago compared to here? Is it what are some differences and similarities?
Okay, y'all talking that talk tonight. This is the type of questions I love right here. You know it right here. So Chicago compared to Minnesota, I don't even want to do that, because it's 2 different places. You comparing like a smaller state to a state that's just overly busy, you know what I'm saying? So
right.
I don't even want to do that to Minnesota, but the difference, I can just say, I just want to say one, it's like over here is, it don't got as much soul as they have in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Because I done been to open mics out here, or I heard about them or seen the energy of some and some recaps, or you know what I'm saying? And people are giving good energy. Like, it's not that it's not like a low flow of people or it's bad vibes or anything.
Right.
But when I'm in Chicago, the fact that it's so many different genres of people colliding from different spots, and you know what I mean, all the different pain and just influences from every scale in Chicago that was made, it just created different energy, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Because it'd be really deep because you would get people to just talk about several different things on several different levels.
Totally.
Mm-hmm. Just a larger scale kind of on everything, whether it's the emotion or the...
Yeah, and it's like we're not comparing Minnesota to Nebraska. Like, we could do that, but it's like we compare Chicago to LA. That's why I said I don't want to do that to Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? But Minnesota got it going on, and that's why I'm out here to try to bring the energy up a little more and just make it just more beautiful and more soulful. Like I'm saying, I seen in Minnesota. I mean, Chicago. Yeah.
We want to know about your first time on stage. Was that at one of those open mics you were talking about?
Nah, man. I was part of a group with my mom. My mom took me serious to the point where I made a group called the BP Boys. And was called the Backpack Boys.
Okay.
But before that, it was Bulletproof Boys because I felt, you know what I mean, I'm young and I'm just feeling like bulletproof.
Invincible, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But my mom like this would be more, you know what I mean, gravitational to what people would want, you know, so Backpack Boys. So we went with that and that was successful. Like, we was locally famous. We was open up for every show. Wow. Shout out my cousin Kid Magic. Let that be the second shout out. I done shout out Ms. Robinson. Shout out Kid Magic. He is the person who laid the blueprint to anything anybody doing in Minnesota right now. Like that, he was the blueprint to show people this is what it looks like to be famous. Like, this is what you will want. Because every time he opened something up or rocked the show, it was like this was Justin Bieber. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Kid Magic. And if they don't know, they're going to know right now that you laid the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? So.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So it was performing with those guys on the stage?
It was performing to those. We was young. So
how old are we talking?
Yeah. I'm talking 12 years old,
Whoa,
13.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking 13, 12 years old.
Pre-Chicago.
Yeah, pre-Chicago. Okay. Like, this is Myth nightclub. This is several clubs downtown that probably don't exist.
Right.
In Minnesota, no, downtown, it was like Aqua.
Oh, yeah.
It was several stuff like that. So it was every time an artist come up here, like Lil Wayne or T-Pain or 3-Pete or like it was these rappers named Huey and Jibbs who made this song like "Do Your Chain Hang Low," Robert.
Okay,
like, just old school stuff when it was 2005. You know what I'm saying? Like,
when
anybody
the Myth was the spot, definitely.
Man, when the vibes was smooth, man. But that time period, anybody who came up here, we would open up for them. Like, we was just the automatic, like, those young boys gonna open up.
How did you, like, prepare for that? It sounds like your mom kind of knew, like, what you had to do in order to, like, at least be legitimate. But, like, how'd you guys prepare to open up for a big artist like that? Like,
man, we practiced a million times. It was just studio sessions, but I don't remember being a lot of preparations. We kind of was young boys with a lot of energy. So as soon as we jumped on there, I was always nervous. But my cousin, he was the star. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kid Magic. Like, I'm not gonna ever like act like I was the one. Like, I was nervous.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But he was, once I seen the passion he had, it had me like, oh, we good. We gonna rock this out.
Wow.
But we would always be definitely practicing in the room and just playing our music back, you know what I mean, every now and then.
Nice.
So
that's huge.
Where were the beats coming from in your early music career?
It was local people that I can't remember their names in Minnesota and St. Paul who was making the beats. It was soundclick.com. Shout out soundclick.com. You know what I'm saying? It was LimeWire. It was that. It wasn't no YouTube. Like, it was those vibes out there. So we just rapping over other people's beats, trying to figure it out.
Right.
So
you know what I mean?
And I assume you had to break up the BP Boys when you moved to Chicago,
And I'm gonna keep it short and simple, but long story short, and it's crazy because this is a cliffhanger to even say leave it long story short. But the reason that I moved to Chicago was halfway because I used the power of, like, the fame we were getting to my advantage. And then it made my mom say, we need to move. You know what I'm saying? Because I overdid my power. You know what I'm saying?
Getting ugly really fast.
Yeah, and that was about 13 going to 14. It probably was 14. Yeah. Yeah, because this was like if we go to the mall, people are gonna say, "Oh, let me get your autograph." Like this was young like that. Like it was happening.
So I had to break up the BP boys, moved to Chicago, went introduced into this poetry/writing overall program, started going to these open mics. Who were some early collaborators in Chicago, or did you have to move back before you could even make some strong creative connections down there?
You definitely had to like prove your spot. Like that's what I love, man. I miss back in the day where you really had to show yourself to just be great. Right. You couldn't just have a good TikTok and like 60 million followers to be viewed as great.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like the talent mattered. You know what I'm saying? So I was literally around people like the Chance the Rappers. I don't know if you know who Mick Jenkins is.
Oh yeah.
Like is Saba Pivot. It's a couple more people, but these are the people who's at the open mic still trying to prove themselves before they even get to the deals and get to the super popularity. And me and my cousin, Boo Man Forever, shout out Boo Man Forever. You know what I'm saying? Once I seen what they were doing and what we seen what they were doing, it just made us go harder and harder and harder and be hungry. You know, we steady in his mom's basement, just going and going and going, trying to make some beats.
Yeah.
And everything just sounded unmixed and unmastered, but that's the 10,000 hours, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
That's cool. So did you guys put out projects over your own beats?
Oh, for sure. For sure. I literally got 7 projects on that bandcamp.com. And I probably got, and it's a collab project with all the people that I'm saying I was in that basement with making music.
Wow.
And I still feel like even if you hear it you hear all the bad mix, you can tell that what we were trying to do was futuristic. I'm gonna say that.
And what year was that? If you had to guess?
This was 2015.
Okay, so for the 25th anniversary, would you ever want it to be like remastered?
Man, that'd be lovely. That'd be lovely. Hey, they talking that talk in here. Y'all talking that talk, man.
So,
hey.
Yeah, you can check those projects out on Bandcamp still. It sounds like you can follow Too Loud Crosby at Too Loud Crosby on Instagram. Check out Black Shark Media at Black Shark Media _ I believe. And then Artist Spotlight MN is the series they've been
can't
doing.
Forget about that.
Just shining the light on Minnesota artists. And
yes, sir.
Definitely amazing. It's on YouTube as well, right?
Yep. So definitely
Black
on
Shark
YouTube.
Media.
Going crazy.
We'll talk all about the formation of that and the multitude of industries that the whole Black Shark umbrella is getting into here when we come back with Too Loud Crosby on DogStar. Bow wow.
Bow wow. Bow wow.
Oh, welcome back. We are sitting down with the multi-hyphenate Too Loud Crosby here on DogStar, talking about the Chicago era, as it will be known.
Yes, sir.
And
definitely the Chicago era.
Yeah, you guys teaming up, recording projects.
Yes. I believe it was 2012 around that time period.
Relatively recently.
My cousin Boo Man Forever, definitely in his mom's basement every day, every weekend. I probably was in college. This is 2013 also.
Okay.
In college at Daly College.
Hey.
Going there. And missing a few classes, making beats. And this was a time period where if you was on SoundCloud, you was gonna make it. You might have made it. You know what I'm saying? It might have been your ticket. So it was a young artist named OG Sean, and I was to ditch class a couple times just to go down there and produce them, maybe jump on a track, just because I was just amazed by the fact that due to him having a couple Vine followers or something else, that it has transpired onto clicks on SoundCloud.
Right.
So now that I'm producing it, I remember I rapped with him on a SpongeBob beat, and that joint getting 10,000 views on SoundCloud.
Whoa.
And I'm like, how is this possible?
Right.
But it's because he's posting stupid videos on Vine.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And Then he's on Instagram doing stuff. Then he gonna post a little selfie. Then he gonna keep the algorithms going and going. You know what I'm saying?
Not necessarily just music.
Yeah.
The variety.
It was the whole. So it showed me like, okay, I see how the new generation finna flow.
Yeah.
And I was just happy to be a part of the process. That's the whole thing about this. I always just been happy to be a part of the process.
I mean,
that's what it is.
It's that passion that we admire, but behind all your work, definitely, it's I think key. Up and close there with the talent and the know-how, for sure. So keep doing what you're doing.
So how did you wind up back in Minnesota? What all happened in Chicago? What heights did the music go? And
didn't get too big for Chicago.
I didn't get too big for Chicago, and Chicago was a learning experience. By the most.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I love about Chicago, because it taught me so many things, like from every type of scale of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have kids, I got a beautiful woman at home, you know what I'm saying? Like, the trial and tribulations of life, you know what I'm saying? From artistry to love to family to just becoming a man, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what Chicago gave me, you know what I'm saying? Like, it gave me a little meat on my bones, you know what I'm saying? So
right.
That's what I really appreciate from Chicago. So,
and real quick, before we leave Chicago and come back to Minnesota, what were the different iterations of the groups? Those the names you guys went by?
Yeah. We were called first, because before I get into the most amazing name, we were called, what were we called? Major Bros first. That was Major Bros. Because it was one before that. But Major Bros was one of them. And then we switched to Cold Front Mafia. Because Major Bros, I don't even know what that is. It sounds so tacky right now.
Sounds like a coffee company.
At the time period, it's giving it's giving something else. You know what I'm saying? A superhero like club or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, but I just feel like we started just making songs, and I got tired of putting produced by us, because nobody knew who we were. But if I felt if I put another names, people would love it. So I chose, like, one day, like, produced by Cold Front Mafia. And then my cousin was like, that sounds crazy, like Cold Front Mafia, like a Cold Front's coming in, and you know what I mean? It's mafia, it's the mafia, like that's nasty. So we just was like, we're gonna call ourselves that. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of put the icing on the cake to make us just like feel like we can really do it like artsy and how we wanted to do it. Because at this time period, we was making music that was like, it was like Kanye West meets A$AP Rocky and Andre 3000. It was like a conundrum of that. Like, you gonna get some soul beats and somebody might be singing, and then it might come into like some beautiful poetic like lyrics that's like Wale. Like then it switch into like some Kanye West. Somebody's just gonna have a guitar sample that go for like 5 minutes, or like, you know what I'm saying? We were trying to just really get artsy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we'd take some Adele samples and put that at the beginning of the verse and switch it up. Like, before anybody was really thinking like that. This was like 2013, 14, 15. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So just trying to experiment. So that's what Cold Front Mafia really, really did for us. And now that made me get the confidence to like become this a little more. Like, think a little more out the box.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
really
saying?
created a strong brand, and then
bringing that mindset to Minnesota.
Yes.
Yeah, how'd you end up back in Minnesota?
I moved back to Minnesota just because I had kids, and I felt like, man, I lost my little brother out there, my little brother Naru, RIP him, you know what I'm saying? I lost him out there, and that just really made me think, like, I got to think about what to do next and think smart, you know what I mean? So I told my lady and my kids, like, we got to just find a new environment. And Minnesota was the smartest move, because that's where I knew best that it'd go where I needed to go. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much. But yeah, that's pretty much where it went.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, a lot of benefits to come here for the family life.
Exactly.
And I'm sure with a business mindset like you got, it's like that's
because I know Minnesota
market.
is gonna help you out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many people in Chicago, so when you were in a smaller spot, it's easier to get access to what you need. You know what I'm saying? So why not better myself in a place like that?
And what year was this? Just want to kind of keep going along the timeline.
It's probably like 2019.
Okay.
Yeah. So I spent a little time out there, you know what I'm saying, trying to figure it out. Like, we was getting grown. Like, I had my first apartment out there in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? So when I say first experiences of really like learning life, it was really learning life.
Some harsh life lessons, perhaps.
Yeah. Harsh and beautiful too.
Right.
Because when it comes to creation, like the things I learned, the passion, the long nights in the studio, the 2 a.m.s, like that's where the bread and butter of those really were at. Like the moments I needed to become this right now and come to Minnesota and have this type of confidence to pursue what we trying to pursue right now, like that's where it started at. Because like just being up at 2 a.m. trying to make sure that this beat, the bass is just trying to sound perfect, or we don't know how to play the piano, so we're trying our best to trying to make that sound the best we can, and then put a little gross beat on there, and then now it's just gonna sound like a EDM little sample. Like those nights is what made me right there. So like I got to give it to that one.
Yeah. I mean, inspirational to hear that that fire that fuels you, to hear the origins of that.
And so what was your mindset when you came back to Minnesota as far as like music and entertainment? Like what did you want to make music when you came out here? Or like how did, I don't know, Black Shark started?
I kind of felt like, man,
It was an opportunity for a fresh start, perhaps.
Yeah, it was that, but it was really more like I didn't try music, not even try, but I gave music so much of my life, like as trying to be an artist. So when it came to be an artist, it had me like, it's other avenues in music that I can pursue. I don't have to just be stuck on this. And also, I always had a video camera. Like I always, like the first thing I shot was a scary movie with a digital camera with my little cousins, and they just screaming, and you go to different rooms and then they might see somebody, and then you just going up, put a in the background, you know what I'm saying? Like that was my first move, and it just escalated. And then I went to Chicago and I did footwork videos for my man's RP Easy, you know what I'm saying? That was my brother, you know what I'm saying? So he was footworking. So now I'm just recording them. And I instantly thought, like, a music video will cost a lot, so how about I shoot my own?
Do it yourself, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Very
like
smart.
The do-it-yourself aspect is who I am. If anybody who gonna watch this right now, they know the do it by yourself is me. You know what I'm saying? Because if I can do it myself, I'd rather take that trial and tribulation to get it perfect. You know what I'm saying? So the creation part, like I say, is the best part.
Definitely. Yeah. I know a lot of artists when they're starting out, it seems like being the star or whatever would be the only route, but then you learn all the stuff you have to learn how to do just to do that. And then it sounded like, a lot of those really caught your eye.
Yeah, because, man, I don't even want to say the DJs' names, man, because I know how it was. They had to make money off these artists. But they'd be charged an arm and a leg, and they'd be like, we finna say your tag name. Like, you remember when DJ Drama was like, DJ Drama, and then people would get their mixtapes like polished with those type of sound effects from a DJ.
Yeah.
So now we ask for one, and then they'll say, like I will give you I'll give you like 200 copies of your CD, and I scream a little bit on your mixtape. So now that'd be like $500. And it had me like, I can scream on my own joint in deep voice, and then print out my own copies. You know what I'm saying? Because people probably, and it was still like around that time, people weren't looking for no copies like that. You know what I'm saying? Giving a copy, I was kind of like, So, because the digital era was kind of popping in.
Yeah. But learning about how artists are really just like a market for a bunch of other people, and sometimes to take advantage of, you know what I mean? Because like that optimism is so overpowering, and that dream is so overpowering that like people will pay anything to like make their dreams come true.
Yeah, and I'm not the type of person, anybody who watched this know I'm not the type of person who's scared of putting the hard work in for my dream or like scared to hustle. Like, you know, I'm all about the hustle. You know what I'm saying? So it's not even about not being able to get the CDs off or being able to push my talent. Because I got a long line of people that I know who just made a whole lot of money off going outside every day and having their CD and just selling it for $1 or $3 and coming back with $100 every day.
Right.
Like who just literally going downtown and just handling it. You know what I'm saying? Come back and they feeding the fam.
Be your own street team, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
so it's like it's not even about that part. It's just the fact that if I can learn the craft, because everybody don't want to learn the craft. If I can learn the craft and put the work in, it's gonna be beautiful in the long run. But it wasn't beautiful for a long time. It was definitely terrible.
Can fans watch that old horror movie you made?
Yeah. Oh no, that's dead,
how? I mean,
man.
was that like 8 years old?
That was probably like round 12.
Okay.
No, that was about 12. Yeah.
Just curious, because it was that era. It was the early days of YouTube, so you could have put it on there.
When I was introduced to YouTube, I remember I was in 7th grade, and the teacher was introducing it as like an app to just be like, not even an app, like a YouTube, like just a website where just click this in and just you can find any video. She was explaining it like it was Google.
Oh,
like,
you know what I'm saying?
encyclopedia.
Okay.
Yeah, like this is the first time you can just find any video. You know what I'm saying? Like look anything up, type in blue, and then you pop up blue. Like it was one of those. So
nice.
And it only had cat videos. Before it had all this stuff, I remember cat videos being the most popular thing on YouTube.
Yeah, I felt like I was up to date for a while with like every video on the internet.
Man.
But that's just dating myself, so I probably shouldn't do
that. When did you start to run into more like-minded individuals? I'm just trying to start to think about the early origins of the Black Shark Collective, if you will. The different iterations of it.
Oh, no, facts.
What did it start here in Minnesota?
We started here in Minnesota when I linked up with my guy Pilot from Sneaky Snacks. Shout out to Sneaky Snacks. You know what I mean? Infused snacks. If that's what you need and that's what you like, you only need to be shopping with Sneaky Snacks. But what I was going to say, that was the first one that really made me feel like I should really push it. Because it started off as an idea, but after that, it just can't go nowhere if you don't have a team. Like you can work, that's what I learned also. You can work hard as you want to work, but if you don't have like-minded individuals around you, it only can go so far because you're wearing too many hats. You know what I'm saying? So when I linked up with Pilot, then I met my man John X, we all just linked up and everybody picked a role. And long as I can execute the plan and everybody can help me like pursue it, like push it out, then it's gonna be glass. Because that's always been my strong part, to be able to create the plan and break it down to small different parts.
Yeah, what were some of those first meetings like? Like what was the vision for Black Shark Media?
The vision
Black
was
Shark Worldwide at this point.
Yeah.
The vision was to be the next like MTV Raps. Yo MTV Raps right there. Like it was that right there. Like I wanted it to be a remix of a lot of stuff that we grew up on. Like it's BET, it's 106 in Park, is giving you just the old energy in a local level, and then just I'm going to get stars on there that's bigger than what we got right now in certain ways. They got more views and things like that, just to gravitate people more towards the local artists. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that Minnesota already has the talent. It's not about the talent. It's about not being able to like push to that next level and look like you have that catalog. Like that's the thing that I'm trying to really pursue out here.
Just build the credibility.
Yes, like that missing element to make you got that. It's that musical resume. You know what I'm saying? Like you can only do so many shows. You can only like rap so many raps. Like what is going to be the thing that's going to just make people take you more serious? Like you have a machine behind you. That right there. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to really have more essence than just some TikTok followers and people people failing to realize that.
Right.
Like it's branding.
Definitely.
Yeah, yes, sir. That's it right there.
And so for the Black Shark, like, did you have it all planned out? Like, we're going to do merch, we're going to do interviews, we're going to do performances / music videos for everybody?
Yeah, and I'm trying to keep it short and simple about the real origin, man, because
we got 1 minute till we take a break. Sorry.
Yeah, we made Black Shark. We been do it. Me and Pilot Ben did this. Like, we worked with another company and we had creative differences, and we already had started to build the following already. And we already had the flow already. And it wasn't going well with that scenario. So we kind of departed for a while and came back and was like, yo, let's take it more serious. And then, because we already know what to do. So now the trial and tribulation already happened. Now we know how to just see in between the lines now. So it started to make more sense. So when we started planning those like 1 minute, once a week joints, when we have like 6 or 7 artists, it started to make sense to us. The views start coming, the people start getting more views on their videos, like the culture start happening.
Definitely. We'll be talking more about that with louD Crosby. Follow him at louD Crosby, TOLOUD CROSBY. At Black Shark Media _ follow us at DogStar Podcast.
We'll be right back with more louD Crosby, more DogStar right after this.
Bow wow.
Welcome back. Sundog's sitting down with louD Crosby here on DogStar, former member of the Backpack Boys, former member of the Cold Front Mafia, current visionary of Black Shark Media.
Yes, sir. I'm loving the intros, man. It's classic right here. We live.
And I wanted to continue talking about the evolution of Black Shark Worldwide into Black Shark Media and just how that continued to blossom.
Got you.
How'd you get into the artist spotlights?
Got you. Well, I'm gonna get into the name, and where it got. You know what I'm saying? So it got from Black Panthers, the movement. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love the militants. I love what it stands for. I love everything about it. So I just wanted to base my company until being that militant and what we got going on. You know what I'm saying? And and instead of saying Panther, I thought Shark. You know what I'm saying? But in that nature, that also perspired from a mixtape. I'm not even gonna lie about it. That perspired from a mixtape. That was one of the last mixtapes I made, and it was called Black Shark.
In 2016? Yeah, 7 tracks.
Yes, sir. SoundCloud. Sheesh, they doing their work. It's feeling like, you know what I mean? Narwhal here, it's going to look crazy.
we got to look it up. And then what, is there any symbolism behind like the animal shark? Is that like
I just love the fierceness, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love, it gives me a lion. It gives me the greatest animal of its territory. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was going for. So Black Panther, Black Shark, like a black shark just seemed fierce. So I'm like, I'm taking that.
Yeah, I like the symbolism. Symbolism in my mind, just from knowing you for the short year, probably less than a year that I've known you, but it's the sharks don't like stop moving. Like they die.
Moving forward.
So like that's definitely what I thought it was this whole time. But it's cool to know, and you know, you were already embodying that whether you knew it or not.
Hey, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
because that's what people fail to realize, is that's when you sit at that laptop and you're up at 4 a.m. This is what you want to see when we putting that craft out. You know what I'm saying? When you steady staying consistent and you're not seeing nothing from it, that makes you wonder, like, is this paying off? So if people that you're not around can see that consistency is key, hey, that's what people really need, man. People need more to just share their accolades and be like, yo, you doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? Or, hey, you been consistent, you killing that. You know what I'm saying? Because I be wondering, because I see y'all post a lot. Y'all killing that. And since we giving out flowers, you know what I'm saying? Because every time y'all dropping a clip, it's a piece of knowledge. It's the podcast showing that, and the energy is showing that it's about information. It's giving the people something that they should care about.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I mean, so much coming from you. Seriously, thank you.
Yeah, as a creative to a creative, man, y'all going crazy.
And just helping artists and having that like the platform's got to be solid in order for it to like seem legitimate. You can't just make something, not drop something, and then, you know, somebody goes to look it up. It's like, oh, they were on this thing that was happening back then. And it's like, if you keep it going, it's just, it really benefits the artist, I think.
Yeah, what was, speaking of benefiting artists, what was the brainstorm of the artist spotlight?
The brainstorm of that was
series.
It was to give, I just had a whole bunch of different ways that I was like, how can we make the artist seem larger than life?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, let's narrow it down if we're going to do it for free. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I mean, I have a million ideas, but then now I just need to make them sound realistic to the lifestyle that I'm living or what's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Because you can think like this big level, but you need to be realistic. So once I narrowed it down to you can perform on the show, I give you an interview, and then let me create one of these like 15 shows that I have in my mind. Let me just use one of these, and Trash and Fire was the best one. You know what I'm saying? Where it can show an artist's personality.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm thinking, perform, know a little bit about you and some questions, and then we get you laughing a little bit or being, you know what I mean, a little more charismatic.
Personable. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
And you've been doing the showcase. The showcases, I assume, will continue.
Yes,
and that's amazing.
And to everybody, that's why it's taking a little more time, because it has to be amazing. Like, I can't settle for just mediocre or just okay. It has to be the right energy, the right vibe. It has to make sense, because I want to give people performance art. You know what I'm saying? Like, to really push the culture, I feel like you have to be vulnerable. So if it's going to be a certain price, I have to grind to make sure I can pay that certain price. If it's going to be the certain like energy of the spot, and I done went through 5 spots, like then it has to be that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's the problem with that. I'm gonna hit y'all lineback artists, everybody who hungry. I'm hungry with y'all because I got some amazing artists finna be on this next one.
Nice.
Like some artists that's very diverse. They got followings. Like, I really went up a scale.
Making it a party.
And no disrespect to the artists I had before it, but I'm just saying, like, just when it comes to styles, like I did the last time, the style-wise is switching and switching. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you got to keep it fresh.
I don't think anybody would expect you to not be able to see the progress the next thing you do.
I remember you guys asked, like, what was the progress, or like what was the, like, what we seen making Artist Spotlight. Once we did those shows by shows, and it's like 5 artists, and then it's 6 artists, and then when they steady going up and going up, the more we boost an artist's career, the more that we seen that our following was going up. So once we start worrying about other people, then that's when it benefited us. You know what I'm saying? So I liked it that. So now it just keeps going and going and going, and then we building a culture, and it's starting to make sense.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are doing important work. For sure.
Yes,
without a doubt.
Where does that leave time for your artistry?
Man, my artistry.
I mean, you haven't dropped anything since 2018?
No, you had that freestyle. It was 2021.
All right, I'm forgetting about that.
Yeah, on my page, that's me trying to be like, oh, I still love this. Oh, please. Y'all, look, I still got raps, y'all.
Right.
It's good.
That's one of those, you know what I'm saying? Because I still love this. I love everything about it. Like, from the real hip hop, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, things we heard back in the day with the real hip hop beats. Like, I love everything, but
your passion hasn't decreased.
No, at all.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, I'm just doing what I see makes sense right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about what makes sense at the end of the day, and what's going to be the most beneficial.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm all about this progress, because I don't want to be stuck on being an artist for, like, I just turned 30. I can't be just focused on music and trying to be an artist when I see that there's other lanes that I'm good at also.
Yeah, definitely. And you're definitely feeling a need here in Minnesota.
Big time.
So believe it or not, we've only got 6 minutes left of this interview.
Okay, that's crazy. We flowing.
You were talking about shout outs earlier and stuff like that. Did you need to shout people
shout out
out?
Free God Savvy first off. You know what I'm saying?
First off, we got
even though
Free
that's
God
like
Savvy
ninth
tracks coming at the end. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's Free God Savvy. I done put them on a track list, what I'm playing tonight, man, because that's just the artist that I feel like going hard right now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the consistency is unmatched right now. You know what I'm saying? So I only made this show for artists like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's really hungry and really giving me that 90s vibe where, like, that early 2000s where if you gotta put that work in, you know what I'm saying? And he also part of the reason why I kept going, and one of the people he was in a group with my cousin, Dontel Antonio, who's doing some amazing stuff with building people up with content right now also in Atlanta. So once I seen them making a mixtape and music, and then he produced our first mixtape as the BP Boys, my cousin Dontel Antonio.
Sick.
But Free God was in that group also when they was making that. So he was part of the people that I'm saying. I seen him grinding from that point.
Wow.
And I'm seeing like the progress now.
Yeah.
So shout out my mans, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, and I shout out pretty much everybody else that was on my list, but I did want to define my word that I was telling y'all earlier.
Well, vocab word.
Yeah, it was
small town syndrome.
Small town syndrome.
Yes, sir. First off, how do you feel about that? When that come to mind, what does that do to your mind?
It's the knee-jerk reaction, the old F you, like, why are you talking about the Twin Cities like that? But
I guess I thought of it more so like just gossipy, cliquey and gossipy, just where everyone knows everyone and everyone's always talking about everyone and no one ever hangs out with anyone else. And when they do, it's kind of snobbish, but that's what came to my mind.
I like that.
How do you define it on our Sesame Street moment?
Exactly. Yeah, give us the definition.
Hey, I mean, them lot of similes and metaphors towards it, but okay, let me see the definition.
Yeah.
To be comfortable, and this is what I created. This is, you know what I mean? I defined this before they steal it. To be comfortable or content with your level of success without mastering your craft or pushing things to the next level.
And that's pretty much your enemy. That's the
you're
enemy
trying to avoid
of the black shark. Yeah, that's what the black shark.
Yes. Hey,
tearing up.
You said it yourself, but I don't want it to be, you know what I mean, how you said it though. It sounded a little intense.
Right.
But it is basically me trying to tell everybody that we need to get out of the box. You know what I'm saying? Like, the best way I can say it is I have a cousin, and I'll never forget, he was the best in basketball. He was supposed to be going to the league type vibes. Like, every court we took him to, he was killing it. He was on every team. Like, he was the best. So, but when we took him to Chicago, he was like the last best of like 15.
Right.
And that's what I mean by small town syndrome. Like, we're too acceptant to being at the level we are when it's 10 more accolades up here that we don't see that we need to compete with. So while we down here worry about this is you can't even battle with this when you just talking like this. You know what I'm saying? So that's the small town syndrome. Like, we are too complacent with where we are. You know what I mean? So when I see that in the Twin Cities, I try my best to stay away from that.
Yeah, what are 3 tips artists can use to combat small town syndrome?
3 tips.
Or 1 tip. Let's give 1 tip. Won't give away the whole
I could give you 3, but yeah, facts. I like that because I'm giving out a lot of sauce today. My lady probably say I'm giving out too much sauce tonight.
I mean, words of wisdom for sure.
But at the end of the day, I feel like the number one way is to be humble and vulnerable. Like, that's the number one way. Humble and vulnerable. Because if you humble yourself and you're able to be vulnerable to put yourself out there in uncool scenarios, then we can take this to new heights. Because it's uncomfortable to meet new people. It's uncomfortable to meet at 6 p.m. to we all sharing beats and everybody's gonna find this singer and that singer and we're all in the same room at a little meetup to share information. Like, that's uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, pushing yourself to the next level is uncomfortable.
Definitely.
Coming down here right now with this microphone could be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people got other things going on in their minds and things like that. You know what I mean? Prior obligations. Like, it's uncomfortable. You have to be humble and comfortable. And I feel like that'd be...
So that's some good advice, definitely.
The first level.
And then I noticed we only got a minute left. I noticed you're saying we a lot, which I really like. Who for anybody watching this, who are you willing to work with?
I'm willing to work with everybody, man. Shout out. And then look, it's crazy because I'm talking about production people. I'm willing to work with the Live on Lake Streets, the Water Waves, the Motivational Hustles, Hey, shout out Prince Kumi. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to work. Hey, shout out my barber. I ain't got a cut. I'm finna slide up on you. Shout out Teo Cuts. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Camille Love. She the next singer that's finna show y'all what time it really is. You know what I'm saying? So it's live out here. Shout out my man So A Problem. You know what I mean? Like all the artists that's coming to Artist Spotlight, I believe in y'all. And we taking this to the next level. Like I'm only here to take things to the next level.
Well, we can't thank you again for sharing that level up in strategy with us. Make sure to
Too Loud Crosby at Too Loud Crosby.
Yes, sir.
DogStar at DogStar Podcast. See you next week.
Hey, my little baby on the tag too. Night I gotta get it. Early morning gotta get it. Yeah, I wake up and thank God and kiss my old lady on forehead and kiss my little baby on forehead. Check my account like I gotta get more bread. Run to that money, feel like I got 4 legs. 2020 working double. I'm the greatest, like fuck your rebuttal. No cap, my cap now, so I'm high as a shuttle. Pocket rocket on me, get pop with your brother. Die with each other. I apologize, mind of a devil. That's reality, crimes of the ghetto. Keep that eye on me, tuck by my pelvis. Told that hoe don't be sorry, be careful. Bought a roller, got time to be selfish. Pescatarian, only eat shellfish. Got photographers, so I don't like selfies. Nah. Don't get mad at me, get your bitch want a picture. She love my delivery, plus I'm persistent. You just hate me, but want my assistance. Choco cool like an instant transmission. Snakes in the grass, hit a hissing. Snakes on my pill, hold my bridges. Cause bridges is burned. Never hated, I just waited my turn. Wake up and thank God and kiss my old lady on forehead and kiss my little baby on forehead. Check my account like I gotta get more bread. Run to that money, feel like I got 4 legs. 2020 working double. I'm the greatest, like fuck your rebuttal. No cap, my cap now, so I'm high as a shuttle. Pocket rocket, don't make it pop with your brother. Die with each other. I apologize, mind of a devil. That's reality, crimes of the ghetto. Keep that eye on me, tuck on my pelvis. Told that hoe don't be sorry, be careful. Bought a roller, got time to be selfish. Pescatarian, only eat shellfish. Got photographers, I don't like selfies. I'm the greatest like the double bottom. Hey, free my brother Big Dooski, you hear me? All I got is me, I never needed you. Say my name 3 times and now I peel like Beetlejuice. Yellow product, cloud bust thunders, look like Pikachu. If you ain't talking about no money, who you speaking to? Move, get out my way, I got a play to hit. Turn the studio into the Vegas Strip. Yeah, she a show girl, but she can't take the her agging hard, he saw his baby shit. The big, I do it big, it got me feeling massive. How you call yourself a king, but don't live in the castle? Tennis chain around my neck, plus I'm owning my masters. Ice cold as Alaska, I'm on international. You just a local joker, on these tracks I'm locomotive. Shout they know that I'm a player, I remote controller. No, this ain't Hunger Games, I just hit 100 stains. Double G might take my bet off like I'm Pootie Tang. Boomerang, she throw it back. Running Minnesota while I'm from the bottom of the map. Louisiana, most September, baby, I be falling back. She wanna cut me, can't arrest me, cause my heart ain't cardiac. Yeah, all I got is me run with selective fuel. I pull out that package on Pepe Le Pew. The plug just tossed me one, I'ma stretch it to 2. Versace's on my feet when I step in Red Bull. Big timer, I've been working, grinding, roll it perfect timing. New designer, if we got a problem, pop up, no reminder. Do my thing, please stay in your lane, but you need will alignment. I'm a giant, beat the real bikini, stabbing like Cena.